Hey guys, it's Charles here. Again, thank you so very much for tuning in. Would really like to thank the support. I mean, I've just literally within the last 2 weeks spoken to dozens of people over the phone, through chat, through direct messages, and the support has been really overwhelming. Well, overwhelming, but in a good way. I really do like the response that I've been getting. If you're looking at the screen now, it looks like a mess, and let me explain. So basically, this morning, without being set up for it, I had the bright idea to start recording, okay, on a live play and analysis. Yeah, so you're looking at quite of a mess here. The reason for this was because I was trying to use my software to record this live. So I wanted to set up a really great surprise for you guys. I wanted to do a live analysis, fully recorded, so you can see the things that I'm looking at, you can see the things that I'm looking for, and you can see how to, the methodology of actually breaking down a stock and seeing the breakout as it happens, as opposed to having to zoom in here or us take a look at a picture and me doing the analyses that way. And as you can see, guys, this is a total and complete mess. Give me a second here. I'm going to end the recording. I'm going to sort of clean up the chart here so it looks a little bit different, because if you stretch this back out, that just looks like a mess. And again, guys, apologize for not getting a live video. I'm just going to have to separate some of this information out so you guys could sort of just look at the chart a little bit better without it blocking the candlesticks over here. So just give me a second and I'll fix it. All right, guys, I am back. Boom. Now, if you're looking at the chart, it looks just as crappy as we left it. What did I change? Follow me with me for a second. Okay, I realize that if I just kind of zoom in to the areas that I'm really looking for, okay, the words actually stretch out and you could sort of follow my thinking while this thing is going. Okay, so we're looking at CLNT. Okay, this thing started up, open this morning. Okay, about 30% up. Okay, which was quite significant. Now that piqued my interest. Now initially I was looking at three plays. Okay, it was CLNT, CVU, and INPX. Okay, I actually got this watch list from my homeboy at Madass Trading, Madass Trader, or Mad AZ, or Mad Asian Trading, I guess. That's what the acronym AS stands for. Okay. I got the watch list from him, so let me give him a big shout out, because I would have never even seen this play had it not been for him. Okay, I didn't start off this morning with the scans. Missed a full day of trading yesterday because I was out on business. But anyway, so when I was evaluating this watch list, this play here, INPX, okay. Now this stock, if you sort of see here, yesterday it went from 191 all the way up to 475. I mean, it was something like a 150% gainer. And this one I just kind of canceled out because I noticed that it hit a high in the afternoon trading, aftermarket trading last night, and you see this dotted line right there. This delineates the afternoon trading from pre-market trading, and it just started to crap out pre-market. And I looked at this, I just saw this big red candle, and I figured that today was going to be a down day. It was up a lot yesterday. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I just skipped that one. Okay. Now I also was looking at CVU. It sort of had a little bit of a pop. I'm not too sure which one was this, so let me just pull this up. Okay, again, as you can see, guys, do you see my levels of support and resistance? Okay, I'm not gonna get into too much how I get these levels of support and resistance. That's what the training's for. I'm just having it here as a guide. I break down every stock like this, okay? And as you can see here, it sort of really gapped up past this key support level here and quickly went back down. As a matter of fact, just to show you that I'm not full of shit, oops, sorry. Just to show you I'm not full of crap, I actually started to do the ABC pattern, but what happened? A, B, C, where you went? See, it was violated. There was no ABC pattern. So as soon as this violated here on the face of major pullback, to me, this is the sell signals for me. And I'm not actually set up to short right now. Um, I'm a little bit long biased right now until I get my accounts fully up and running. And so I just said, CVUs, see you later. Haha, I made it funny. Anyway, all right. Now let's go for our play of the day, CLNT. Now, one of the first things that I do when I want to trade or evaluate a stock is I look at the long-term chart. I look at the 1 year, and this is a snoozer. Not too much action. We had a huge pop here from 2 all the way to $10. So guys, let this be a lesson to you here, man. When these things get going, they could really get going from 2 to $10. Okay, so that's fivefold. That's 500% right there. Okay, now let's take a step back. 2 years, nothing, still a snoozer. All right, so the earliest point of reference that we could have to, sort of find our different levels of support or resistance would be over here. But I'm looking at this long-term chart as well because I want to sort of gauge um, investor, because these are investors who hold over these long periods of times. I want to gauge what their interests are. Okay, so let me just get back to the daily chart and let me get back to where I was. Okay, now the reason why there are a bunch of notes here is because on my recording system, I tried to hit record and I accidentally hit stream. And since I wasn't set up for audio at the time, I actually have to record audio for my cell phone. I literally had to basically text out what I was thinking on screen because I thought it was recording. Okay, so that's why you have all these notes. And it's not so bad because if I actually did this often, it could actually help me out in my training so I could see what I'm thinking versus what is actually going on. And for today's purposes, what I'm thinking versus what is going on is spot on. All right, so let's talk about this, okay? As always, guys, one of the first things I look for is that ABC pattern, and here it is. A, right? You get a high. Well, not really a high, but for the intents and purposes, this is a high. Okay, there's actually a pre-market high back here. But I was looking to see, I saw that there's a support level here that I didn't document down here, so I knew that right around here, the low fours were going to be support. Okay, so I seen the A here, went to B, which is the low. Okay, here goes the C, higher low, and that's the breakout. Okay, now this is my play right here, 440. Why? Because I seen it. It came up here, went sideways, and right around here, this is my trigger right there. Not this spike, mind you, just this area, because as soon as I seen that this is a high, this is a low, this is a higher low, I'm already looking for it. And right around here, that's when I pulled the trigger on this at around 440. Okay. Within no time. I mean, this is don't mind me, the time is screwed up on this computer. It says 8:30. This is actually 9:30, hour behind. So how many minutes is this? I mean, literally in less than 5 minutes, this thing did exactly what I wanted to do. And the best plays will actually do that, okay? And so as soon as it got into around this range and it started to struggle, I realized that this is a key support level, okay? If you see my note here, take profit now, because this is a key support level. This is 5. So, sometimes you have to think about trading as if, what is the person who I'm going against? Since I'm going long, I'm a bull. I'm betting the stock goes up. Well, what are the bears thinking? Okay. Well, the bears are saying, hey, 5 is a key resistance level because it just happens to be a round number. People get really antsy around round numbers. Okay. And so I noticed that. Okay. And I said, you know what? I don't want to get into this kind of argument here. Okay. Between 490 and 5. So you know what? I'm cashing out. I mean, from 440 to basically 490 or so. It's 40 odd cents or so. That's a good play. That's some good percentages for me. So I'm actually out of the game at that point, okay? Because this thing could go here, go there, go here, way down there. Okay, we don't want to play that game. Um, my fairy godfather, okay, old Italian dude, he said, Charles, pigs get slaughtered, and you know what? He's right. All right, so as you can see, I was live texting all my ideas. Okay, as you can see here, five. I noticed that five was a contention point. Okay, you could read some of the notes here. Might go higher, but why risk disaster? That is basically what I'm saying when you're trying to decide whether you should sell here or not. Okay, I'm pretty sure if I look at for an ABC pattern, I could probably find it. See, probably here A, B, C, there you go. So there's an ABC pattern even here. Okay? And really strong charts, you'll see the ABC pattern repeat and repeat over again. So for somebody else, somebody saw this. 522, okay? There was this heavy resistance level in the 520, early 520 area. 522 came back down to 487, okay? And got back up, make a higher low, and once it really breaks this resistance level, as you can see, I said the bears are getting stubborn, and they were, because they were having really a real, you know, itch fight over here. Okay, see, gap higher after 520 breaks and now becomes resistance. So that's what I was saying as this was happening. So let's move over and see the rest of the tail of the tape. Looks like this stock will grind higher, but why risk it? Smart money sells here. You see, and you could go through, and I'm glad that I didn't change anything around, because as we reveal more of the chart, you could actually see what I was thinking here. Okay? And again, if you got in here, okay, at 4:30 and it's up here, you made $1. That's huge. Okay, I didn't do the math here. I'm sorry. I'm sort of going this sort of a shotgun style, so I didn't do the math. But generally speaking, if you make $1 on a play like this, I mean, you know, you're greater than, I'd say greater than 40% here. Okay, and so you know, if you made this much money, why risk that? Okay, now gap higher. Now let's sort of reveal more of the chart and see what's going on. Okay, all right, boom. Now, as you can see here, right, it's already here. We might see this gap to 6, and it did. Now, 6 happens to be a key support and resistance level from way back in the previous chart. Again, guys, I'm not going to get into that. This is just a review. The whole point is to get you to get some training, okay? Now, once it pushes through 6, I know this thing can really run, okay? Okay? And people who fought at 6 are covering, right? So this is a short squeeze, okay? So believe it or not, guys, right when it got here, right? If you look here, you see these blue lines here, okay? This is not covered in a lot of training. This is just from my years of experience. An investor by the name of John Carter wrote a fantastic book, and this is called the TTM Squeeze analyzer, and this tells me that there's some fighting here. Okay, there's some hand fighting here, and that's why I can say this is a short squeeze. I mean, you can just tell by looking at the chart. But I got the confirmation here. These blue lines, that means declining buying. Okay, that's what these lines mean over here. Okay, upper Bollinger Band rejections will be a short signal. Okay, so at the time, okay, let me just move this over. Just more notes to myself, right? And we see some strong rejections here along the Bollinger Band. I mean, we had swings 40. I mean, we're talking about 20-cent swings here. You know, so this is very volatile at this point. Again, you know, guys, my play is from here, okay, here to there. This is my play. I didn't stay around for this because just from years of experience, this is the safest move right here. Okay. Here, if you hold it, if you got the guts, if your stomach's telling you to go, then you hold on to that sucker. But you know, at some point, you're gonna crap out. Okay. Now, I did know that around here, I believe the stock got halted. In fact, if I Yeah, you know what? Let me actually stretch the chart out a little bit because you don't see those notes. Okay. Halted. The SEC are investigating. So right around here, okay, the stock got halted. Right around here. This is why you've seen these big candlesticks here. Um, this big candlestick red here is because I believe this is the halt. Okay, so even at the point where you had the halt, people get scared because of stuff like that. And generally speaking, after a halt, if you're in, you're up, you should get out. I mean, but you know, it fought back. It fought back up here, and if I go back to the last layer of resistance, which is really somewhere around 659, I wrote somewhere. Oh, there it is. There is no telling where it will go from here. Okay, because literally there's no history. Like, you know, we stretched back 2 years and the stock had never held gains around this high, so I had no idea what it would do. All right, guys. As always, it's your big bro here, Charles Becco, and you could follow me on Facebook, Charles Becco, Twitter at Charles Becco. All right, and as with every video, I'm going to end with a recommendation that you guys get training. One of the reasons why I do this videos is to stimulate your interest in the stock market. Every day we're losing uh, pretty much to inflation. Okay, and so we need to do something about that. And just in general, it always helps to be financially literate, always helps to just provide some discretionary income for yourselves and your family. And so I will always throw my hat in for Profitly, led by penny stock guru Timothy Sykes here. Okay, you have your different plans that you guys could all check out. I would also invite you to check out Warrior Trading, okay, led by Ross Cameron, okay, a couple of different plans here, and also Investors Underground, okay, with the guy, Mr. Mashad, leading with there. I tend to lean to Timothy Sykes because I feel that he has the most cost appropriate plans, okay, especially for people who are just getting started. And guys, you know, if you have any interest in, you know, finding out which brokers to use, I always go with TD Ameritrade to start off with. They have fantastic tools, and I can hook you up with a special discount if you sign up for a TD Ameritrade account with a special link that I will provide for you. What's the discount? I will give you your first 2 trades absolutely for free. That is a $20 offer that I'm just giving away if you were to sign up through a special referral link that I will give you. Okay, if you want to sign up for that, just send me an email. Okay, well, direct message through Twitter. You could send me a direct message through YouTube as well, and you could just hit me up in the inbox on Facebook, and of course, friend me if I have any more space on my friends list. And as always, guys, stay safe and happy trading.